you up. I ask myself, is this shit real? I contemplate about how I feel.
Alright, hello YouTube.
Hello.
I am Shango.
And I'm Malika. And this is the Marriage Cave.
Alright. Okay.
Alright, so today we're going to be talking about why we decided to elope. We ran away and we got married.
Yeah, we did it. Not Vegas, but
No, we're in Vegas.
We're in Vegas, close.
It was well, we kind of ran away. We kind of didn't. Like, we did a little bit of both. I mean, the reasons why we did it, we'll get into that right now.
Yeah.
So the first reason was...
Well, one of the things is like people would think we were nuts.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, family members and everything. You know, friends, anybody you around is like, how long you known them? It's like that was the leading to the questions you're gonna get. Is like, why? What's going on?
You got to like that's I was just playing around with it. Like I was telling people at my job because everybody, it was like a big old gossip thing. Everybody knew I had like the worst luck with men because I did. I had like all the bad boyfriends. The one that screwed my friend, the other one that got somebody pregnant while they were with me.
These are my confessions.
So everybody knew that, you know. Then I remember having this date like before him off of Plenty of Fish, and it was some guy, and it was like he was married, but I didn't know that at the time. So you know, I was like always the biggest gossip. So now I'm marrying someone I don't know, according to them. And so yeah, so I just played around with it. I didn't care what they thought. It's just co-workers anyway. So I told one person we were dating for 3 months, and the other person was dating for 6 months, and blah blah blah. And I know they was all talking about me, but my point being is, who not gonna think you crazy? You get married in 4 months.
Yeah. I like the little Game of Thrones trick. You know, Tyrion did that. It's like, oh, this is this. See what they say. But no, yeah.
Tyrion did that, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No. Anyway. Yeah. They. You know. So the family asking me, you know, hey, is she pregnant? What's the deal? And
I remember your mom said
that. Yeah, mom asked that. Another person at one of her friends' wedding was like, and say, hey, got married quick. It's like, oh, well, there was a reason? So how far along? Like no.
Like 2 people told you that?
At least 2 people. So it's like,
I guess that's what they would think. I mean, you know, so that's what I'm saying. People's mind just go like, we couldn't really, we didn't want to explain ourselves. I mean, like we said in the other video, if you watched the other video, it was kind of just like this connection that neither one of us have ever had before, and it was something you couldn't explain. Like, I'm a spiritual person, okay, and so it was like I believe in soulmates and everything like that, and he's definitely my soulmate.
Definitely. And one of the things that people would say is like, look, like, I guess, you know, there was no time. It's like, how long you known? And this is like time for sure. It's like, hey, well, you know. Like we said in the last video, it's like time it didn't, you know. It was irrelevant.
Well, I mean, we didn't want people to sow negative seeds either. Like, people will put their negative energy on you, and it does affect you. I don't care who you are and what you say about, no, it don't affect me, I know that. No, I mean, it's like a universal law. People, you know, too many people saying negative things, they will start to sow seeds of doubt. They will put their negativity on you. They will place their fear on you. You know what I'm saying? With anything. It's not just with marriage. It could be with starting a business or anything like that. I'm the type of person, and I would advise anybody else to not pull something out, the oven until it's kind of already baked, because people will sit there and will cast their doubts into your head, and I wasn't having that.
We gotta, but they do that intentionally or unintentionally a lot. Sometimes they don't even know they're doing it. Yeah. And people do mean well, and whatever, but it's when you're an adult and different things, you just sometimes you're like, I gotta do this. My heart. I mean, whatever and then for us it wasn't no second thought. Especially for me, I was like, no, I had a piece of it. And I get how some people do have that, because we know situations, but it's just sometimes you gotta let people do their thing.
And so that gets me to where I was going. Like, I knew that we were gonna have a wedding later.
Yeah. We always planned that. Before when we was doing the look, like, look, we're gonna have to get a wedding, we're gonna have to get married, we're gonna have to do. I wanted that anyway. And that's what happened when I told family. We told them, it's like, we're gonna have a wedding. Anyway, and that was a big deal. I mean, a lot of things, we went on a cruise afterwards for our honeymoon, and before, it's like, because weddings are expensive and stuff, so we wanted time to do it, but we wanted to just kind of be husband and wife.
Man, the finances thing is a big deal. I see that on social media all the time, like how important is spending a lot of money for the wedding. Some people don't even get married because of the price tag. And plus, you need time to save up for a wedding. I was ready to kind of move in together and be together and all this stuff. And, you know, I just didn't really want to live together, you know, before we got married. That's just my personal thing. I mean, everybody's different. That's how I felt. I was ready to kind of just be married and not have to wait to move forward with our lives in the way that we wanted to move forward.
That commitment is something, you know. I really wanted to have a commitment there, and you did too, and likewise. So living together without it, you know, in church they say shacking, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's not the really, you know, it wasn't, because it really wasn't for me based on, because I was in church, but I was like, maybe I'm lukewarm, because it wasn't based on shacking, it was just based on heart. But I mean, I did on the one that, like, you know, commitment is there, because you could just live, and I could see from her point of view that, oh yeah, living together all the time, and then it's like, oh no, okay, we're not married, so but you know, this is more of a showing commitment, and that was the thing of doing that.
Let's show them a clip of our wedding.
A sacred union, and as such, should not be entered into hastily or without consideration, but reverently, discreetly, advisedly, and in the fear of our Heavenly Father.
Other hand, Frank. Yeah, I got it. Yeah!
Can I crank another jump? How you know? That's wonderful. Y'all don't know. That means y'all know they did this before. As a judge in the state of Louisiana, I hereby pronounce them husband and wife. What God has joined together, let no man put asunder. You may now kiss your wife.
Yeah, so it was a rinky-dink wedding. It was like, so we told people we got married on a cruise, but we really didn't. We took a cruise after we got married.
Yeah.
Because they wanted $1,000 to get married. When
on the cruise.
This crazy guy that's in jail right now, the guy who married us, he wanted $100.
$100.
So we went with him. So that was, you know, our wedding. I think our family. I really think my parents. They didn't trip. You know what I'm saying? But I think that deep down they were a little disappointed. But I still feel like the marriage part, like the elope, was more so paperwork. We still had a wedding. Usually it's the woman that's pushing for the big wedding, but it was you.
Yeah, it was me. And my story is I had a close family member, my father, that passed, and that kind of changed your perception. You're like, rewind. All right, I gotta really think and reflect on what life is important and stuff. And I knew that memories were a big deal, you know. And so I was pushing because, like, when it come up, it's like after we were married and you know, seeing all our family and different things. A lot of people didn't know we weren't married. But I told my mom and stuff, and now they're reacting like, all right, we gotta have a wedding though. You know, both of our members are deceased now. It's one of my dad's side, and both of them got to be there, and that was a nice moment. It was good. We had pictures of it, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's just memories that are worth the money, I would say, because on one end of the table. One of my grandmothers that was there, no one ever seen her dance before. You know, that was the only time we got to see her dance, and she got in a photo booth, and she passed away recently. So that was hard for us, but at the same time, we cherish those moments and those memories that we get to spend while we're still here. And I remember that, you know, she was one of the ones that other people, hey, y'all could take that money, y'all could put that on a down payment for a house. A lot of people say that. I hear a lot of people saying that these days. Yeah, you know, they're like, you should just buy a house with that money. That's a better investment. It just depends on what's important to you.
Yeah, because some people are over practical. It's like, oh, you know, people we work just, you know, because she's a stay-at-home mom as an example. You say, oh, you know, I got to work, I got to have these 2 extra jobs because we want to buy this and that. It's like, yeah, you know, you got to sacrifice something for what's important, you know. And so, you seem to say practically, hey, you got to get a house, you know, a car for the saving money for that for the wedding. And it's like, yeah, but you know, memories too. You know, family need to know each other, know us. It's a lot of things that went with that, and we had time to do it.
We shared that moment with our friends, with our families. I mean, it was. You know, just a joyous occasion. I mean, these days, sometimes family, at least my family, only get together for weddings and funerals. Now, hardly anybody's getting married anymore, so it's more like we just see each other for funerals. It's like, it's something nice. I remember you know, our younger cousins were asking questions like, oh, you know, different questions about married. They got to being married, and they got to ride in a limousine. And their first time in a limousine was for a joyous occasion, not for a funeral. You know, so a lot of people had memories in our books where they were leaving us notes. They were like, thank you for bringing us all together again. I mean, it was so much fun, and it was definitely one of the highlights of my life. I mean, we got a house now any damn way. You're going to get a house eventually.
Eventually you will. I mean, you work hard enough, it'll happen. It's not like it just won't, you know, you're going to get there, you know, and it's like people that got to be together that wouldn't normally be together, and it wouldn't normally happen. A lot of it depends on what's going on, and time could be short, so it was a fun moment. And so, you know, and I'm glad we did do it, because it wasn't something you can do sometimes right away. You want something really nice, you know, you have to wait anyway, and so we got to have the best of both worlds, I feel like.
I would say so too, yeah. You know.
Still, you know, I mean, to the wedding, because I like the marriage is for us, but the wedding, you know, for us too, for your family too, that you're going to see still. So the wedding is for them a lot of times, you know, it is for them. And so, you know, it's easy to give them that.
Yeah. I mean, for them and us. I mean, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you need. I think you were more mature with me in that regard, because you know what it's like to lose someone that's very close like that. Yeah. And, you know, at the age we were, still in our 20s, you know, I wasn't thinking that way. Yeah. You know, I mean, like I said, with the recent loss of my grandmother, now I know how special, you know, certain memories and moments are, and yeah, it's worth the money.
It's worth the money. Yeah, it's one of those moments that it's that happens. It don't want to happen often, but it happens. It does shake things up, and you do have to reflect, and you grow. So you grow either way. Marriage helps you grow. You know, you grow from that. A lot of things help you grow. I mean, definitely close family, trauma. You know, a marriage. Being married is not the end all. You're gonna grow from that too.
Right. Everything is growth. I mean, it was fun to elope. It was our little secret, you know, and I'll remember that experience forever too. You know, running off and you know, being all nervous, like, when are we gonna tell our family? You know, like we wasn't grown. But
kind of getting caught, because we did have little rings on.
Oh, my mom caught me. She caught us with the rings.
She caught up multiple people. My brother caught. That's why I was down with me at one of my friend's wedding. My younger brother caught me. It's like, you know, he was peeping me out. He was quiet. You know, we was talking for like 10 minutes. Him and the other, he was like, the only one knows, like, okay, so what this is. After 10 minutes, he was just like kind of looking around. He been peeped it. He just waited.
Yeah, my mom saw us in the car. We forgot to take the rings off, because we would take the rings off before we saw it. And she was like, what's with the rings? Because we was going to fake like we wasn't married, but that we were getting married. And that was just dumb. So we decided we just told him, you know, just tell him.
Yeah, we just put it out there. It's like, you can't even keep that kind of stuff for so long. You slipped up with it.
Yo, we started a trend. I would advise couples to do this, by the way, because it was kind of like, we started a trend. I started seeing more couples go to the Justice of the Peace to get married, and then later on save for a wedding. Because if you want, you know, a really nice big wedding, you could plan it out for a year. We paid on hours over time, like we had a monthly bill. Most places will let you do that. So, you know,
just do it. Just do it, and it was nice. It's a beautiful thing. You can really have everything you want. You know,
best of both worlds. Huh?
Yeah, best of both worlds.
But as far as regrets I have, I mean, I wouldn't call it regrets. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's certain things or certain experiences. I know it's like traditional for like him to go ask my dad and all that, but things happen differently for us. We fell in love fast. It just wasn't like what we're programmed to think it's supposed to look like. You know what I mean? If society says, okay, well, you have to date at least a year, you have to do this, you have to do that. I remember even hearing in church, it's like, oh, you shouldn't be looking for a wedding gown in 9 months. You shouldn't be, you know, and I'm thinking like, well, how do you know? You know what I mean? It's 8 years later, and really, I mean, you know, we're not faking it. We're happy.
I just say, don't be afraid to go and, you know, elope and go start off. You can go to Justice of the Peace. Whatever's holding it back, you're like, I just not gonna be able to afford a wedding. Well, then that was $100. I mean, you could do that.
It was $100.
$100, and you can do that and then go over time if you really want. If it's gonna take you 5 years for a wedding, well, you don't have to wait to be married for that per se. You can help and build into that together, because then y'all gonna, you know, put things together right away and then bid that. It's like nothing has a set stamp on it. We're letting y'all get to know us, and you know, we just want to talk about marriage, family, you know, being, you know, just couples and stuff. So if you have questions, comments, come hit us up, and definitely like, subscribe. You know, if you like what we're saying and want to hear more, because, you know, we do have a lot to say. We want to create a little community. We want to, you know, build up families, and y'all can help us out too. We don't know everything, but we want to, We want everybody to grow.
Real talk. We'll probably make a Facebook group or something. I was thinking.
Yeah, we want to just that's big too. I am Shango.
And I'm Malika. And we're out.